Hi, Anime Recap Guy here. Since defeating the orcs and forming an alliance with the armed nation of Dwargons, what has our favorite slime been doing? Let's find out. 2 days after the establishment of the Jura Tempest Federation, King Gazeldwargo brings his former lead scientist, Vesta, to Rimuru City and requests Rimuru to accept Vesta and to use him in such a way that his skills don't go to waste. On Kaijin's insistence to accept the researcher, Rimuru agrees. With the departure of King Gazeldwargo, Rimuru's attention is demanded by Gabiru and his sister, along with their entire brethren. Gabiru pleads his case and expresses to join the ranks of Rimuru's army. Kind-hearted Rimuru accepts them all as his allies, and even goes through the procedure of naming everyone, causing them to evolve into dragon newts. Gabiru's sister is named Hokuso, and Gabiru gets accidentally renamed as Gabiru. The females in the Brethren begin looking like humans after evolving, and hence Sui is given the responsibility to train them as spies. The males, on the other hand, are directed to Veldora's caves to grow hippocute herbs. Vesta is also given a place in the caves to research the creation of healing potions using the hippocute herbs. Elsewhere, Demon Lords Clayman, Carrion, Frey, and Milim are watching Rimuru's battle with the orc disaster in a crystal ball. Impressed by Rimuru, Milim decides to meet him, but warns the other demon lords to stay out of her investigation. Sensing the presence of a different magic, Rimuru rushes to the city boundaries right in time as Milim lands there. Immediately, she introduces herself as the Dragonoid. Anticipating that Rimuru might not be able to hold his own in a battle with Milim, Sean, Benimaru, and Sui attack Milim simultaneously while Ranga grabs Rimuru and runs. But Milim doesn't suffer even a single scratch in the assault. Smart and witty, Rimuru then wins over Milim with a spot of honey. Never having tasted honey before, Milim proclaims it the most delicious thing she has ever come across. Rimuru agrees to give her some more, only if she accepts defeat. Overwhelmingly tempted, she agrees to not cause further trouble. Everyone is impressed at having Demon Lord Milim among them when Rimuru introduces her to the villagers. Seeing their enthusiastic response, Milim decides to begin living there with everybody. Surprising Rimuru, Milim announces to the gathered villagers that she is besties with Rimuru. Slay besties! Later that night, Rimuru has a meeting with Rigurd, Kaijin, Benimaru, Sui, and Hakuro regarding the worries Milim has caused them all. It is discussed that if other demon lords become hostile hearing about Milim's supposed alliance with Rimuru, then that could cause harm to their peaceful nation. Hakuro points out that considering Demon Lord Milim is one of the powerful demon lords, being friendly with her is better than making an enemy out of her. Hence, everyone decides to put their faith in Milim's bestie, Rimuru, to be capable enough of handling whatever trouble comes their way. In an attempt to decide upon whether Rimuru is a friend or not, Fusi sets out to meet Rimuru, accompanied by Cabal, Eren, and Guido. At Tempest, Vesta has successfully managed to mimic Rimuru's 99% healing potion, surpassing the earlier dwarven technology of the 98% potion, which wasn't as effective. While Rimuru suggests that this new high potion can prove to be a great source of funds if mass-produced, Kaijin suggests that it would rather be better to save it for situations where there wasn't any other option. Agreeing with Kaijin, Vesta suggests that they dilute it to a low potion for everyday use and mass-produce it at Tempest in alliance with King Gazeldwargo. Seeing the mutual benefits for both nations, Rimuru accepts. While leaving Vesta's research room in the caves, Rimuru witnesses an explosion in the distance. Arriving at the town center, Sui informs Rimuru that Phobio, one of Demon Lord Carrion's Biscuiteers, got to town and behaved a bit cheeky, which invited Milim's wrath in the form of the explosion that Rimuru witnessed. Worried that such an attack on a Demon Lord's underling won't go unnoticed, Rimuru reprimands Milim and reminds her that she wasn't supposed to be causing any trouble. When Phobio gains consciousness later, he is investigated by Rimuru. Underestimating Rimuru's power, Phobio refuses to talk to the lowly slime. Careful, Phobio. You might just cease to exist if you keep going this way, buddy. Warning Phobio about his authority in the forest, Rimuru asks him to be careful of his replies as it could result in a war to be declared with his demon lord Carrion. A bit intimidated, he then admits that Lord Carrion has sent him to find out who defeated the Orc disaster. Rimuru asks him to leave, after informing him that if Lord Carrion wishes to meet who was responsible for the end of the Orc disaster, he can come to the Tempest himself. Once Phobio leaves, Rimuru asks Milim to give him any information she can about Phobio's Lord Carrion. Seeing that she is reluctant to divulge what she knows, Rimuru promises to make her a new weapon in return for her help. He truly has his bestie totally figured out. Accepting the wager, Milim admits that she planned with the other demon lords to create a puppet demon lord. Rimuru concludes that because they interfered with this plan, the demon lords could all be interested in investigating Tempest and him in turn. Meanwhile, a group from the kingdom of Falmouth has entered the forest under the leadership of the captain of the Border Survey Corps, to learn more about the Orc Lord. They come across Fuzi and his gang escaping from a night spider in the forest. In formation and ready to attack, Yum's decision to strike is interrupted by the arrival of Gopta and the Goblin Riders. Taking responsibility of destroying the night spider, Gopta ensures they take it home for dinner. While dinner is being prepared by Gopta, Rimuru meets with Fuzi and Yum and confirms that both nations, Blamund and Falmouth, sent investigation parties to Tempest. Rimuru informs them that he wishes them no harm and that he would like to initiate trade relations with humans as well after their recent alliance with Dwargon. Further, Rimuru asks Fuzi whether the news of the Orc Lord's defeat has already traveled far and wide, to which Fuzi responds that only a bunch of people, including the king, know for now. Hearing this, Rimuru presents Yum with an offer. Rimuru asks Yum to take responsibility of having defeated the Orc Lord by spreading a rumor that Rimuru and his troops only just helped him. This would take the target off Rimuru's back and make him seem not as threatening as at present, making it easier to befriend people and nations. Considering that Yum and his people had planned to fake their deaths on the way back and escape to another nation instead of returning to Falmouth, this offer provided much better living conditions. Hence, Yum accepted Rimuru's offer and he and his men began training under Hakuro. Meanwhile, Tyr and Demon Lord Clayman are discussing the need to soon look into why Milim is so invested in Rimuru. Before that, Tyr reports her findings on Demon Lord Frey to Clayman, saying that Frey isn't interested in the forest, but that she is possibly getting ready for war because she believes that Charybdis was to be revived. Hearing this, Clayman dispatches Tyr and Footman to find the location of Charybdis and investigate whether it was tameable. Even just the name sounds like trouble, doesn't it? Pride hurt by Milim's fiery attack, Phobio is camping in the forest with the group of people that accompanied him to Tempest. He realizes his mistake in underestimating the unity and skills that the residents of Tempest possess. Hiding in the trees nearby, Footman and Tyr announce themselves to Phobio and his group. They inform Phobio that his hatred and anger summoned them there, and that if he were truly to get his revenge for Milim, he would have to become a demon lord himself. Intrigued, Phobio asks for more details and is told that Tyr and Footman have managed to locate Charybdis, but cannot hope to absorb its power on their own, and since they thought that Phobio seems like a fine option, they approached him with this offer. Wanting to prove himself worthy, Phobio accepts the offer. When asked what they want in return, Tyr and Footman answer that they would be fine with a few favors coming their way and being credited for his upgradation to the status of Demon Lord. They take him to the location of Charybdis, and there explain to him that he will have to let it inside his body to take control in order to gain its power. They tell him that if the seal on Charybdis breaks on its own without anyone to absorb its power, then it would cause large-scale destruction of the surrounding area, including all of them. Hence, Phobio decides to take it upon himself to break the seal on Charybdis and gain the strength of the level of a demon lord. The next day, Trainee's sister, Traya, comes into Tempest to inform Rimuru and the village about the impending doom on its way to mass destruction. She tells them that Charybdis has the power equal to a demon lord, and as the ruler of the skies, nothing they can do on the land will stop the disaster. Hence, they were to fortify their skies and put together any kind of airborne combat force for defending themselves. In a meeting with Rimuru's highest-ranking troops, she tells them that Charybdis is a violent ruler of the skies and is also Veldora's child. Vesta adds that Charybdis uses shark-like summon monsters called megalodons from the spirit world to join its rampage. Trya further says that 13 corpses of lesser dragons have been found in the area of Charybdis, which means that not only have they to fight one beast of Demon Lord level power, but also 13 flying sharks as well. That sounds like fun. What? Oh, sorry, my bad. I mean, that sounds horrible and terrible and everything in between. That's better. Or, that other thing, not. While Milim is willing to help with this trouble, it is by general consensus that everyone agrees that this is the town's problem, and the town cannot just always depend on Milim for safety. Instead, it is decided that Rimuru and the people of Tempest will deal with this and ask for Milim's help, if and when required. Ordering everyone to prepare for the upcoming battle with Charybdis, Rimuru is then left alone with Fuzi and his guys. Fuzi appreciates Rimuru's composure and compliments him, saying that he hardly seems like an evil monster. Instead, based on his thinking and the way he is handling the present crisis, Fuzi says Rimuru almost seems like a human. Rimuru reveals that he actually used to be a human, exactly like Shizu was. He says that since he got his form from Shizu, his ultimate aim is to defeat Demon Lord Leon. Everyone agrees that Charybdis should be plenty easy as compared to the Demon Lord. Coming next to Slime Town is the Battle of the Calamity-class Charybdis. See you then. See you.